In a post-apocalyptic Earth, what is left of humanity lives in primitive tribes without technology, trying to avoid contact with a group of beasts that transmits a disease that transforms the victims into mutants. One day while hunting, Savin goes out of what the elders have assigned as hunting grounds, claiming the elders gave grown too cautious with their age. However, his father, Chief Yuri, finds him and scolds him for putting the whole village in danger. Savin reminds him they've only been eating leaves and berries for days and he wants to prove himself as the best hunter and future chief, so Yuri decides to give him a chance. As they go deeper into the forest, they come across Caleb, who has been tracking an animal for food. They've gone too far from the hunting grounds and Yuri wants them to go back, but when they hear an animal nearby, he allows them to go just a little farther. Soon the beast appears in front of them, which is some sort of mutated sloth, and to Caleb's frustration, Yuri chooses Savin to guide the attack. Working all together they manage to kill the beast even when it's much larger than them, and Yuri declares the heart will be shared by both Savin and Caleb because it's thanks to both of them that they could acquire meat for dinner. Suddenly, one of their friends comes running from the forest, looking infected and already turning into a mutant. He wants to be put out of his misery, but Savin doesn't want to do it. It's a flying spear coming from the forest that ends up killing him, making Savin furious. They decide to return to the village then, unaware that a mysterious man called Amal is following them. Darrell rushes to receive Savin, praising him for his hunt, and a jealous Caleb is left being teased by his sister Miru, who tells him he doesn't have a chance with her. Yuri talks to the elders and then tries to convince them of taking the tribe somewhere else since obviously the mutants are approaching their area, but the elders refuse, claiming they've always been safe here and there's nowhere else to go, so they should leave it up to God's fate. Caleb wants them to choose his own fate, like his father Jarrett did while searching for the truth, but the elders just tell him that's how he found death. Yuri agrees, it's impossible for more survivors to exist out there, just disease and death. After talking to his sister about their father, Caleb decides to leave the village and search for the truth, which Miru doesn't believe in either. He doesn't get to go very far though. As soon as he makes it to the river, he sees a group of mutants making their way to his village, so he decides to go back as well to help. The mutants attack the tribe and the warriors immediately meet them with their own weapons, starting a vicious fight. While the men do manage to kill some mutants, their numbers still are much larger, so the elders call for everyone to enter a cave where they can hide. As Savin watches how the mutants kill and bite his father, the elder orders the youngsters to close the cave because the beasts are about to reach them and they don't have time for any remaining people to join them. The boys obey, leaving Caleb, Savin, and Darrell outside. Darrell is attacked by a mutant and Caleb quickly saves her by killing it, but Savin is the one she hugs afterward. The three of them hide behind a big rock and watch the mutants wander around the cave, searching for a way in. Savin wants to distract them and attack them, but Caleb thinks they should go searching for help, and Darrell agrees, staying here only equals death, there's nothing they can do. Leaving at least equals having a chance, small as it may be, so Savin gives in and follows them out of the area. After wandering around for a while, they stop by the river, unaware that Amal is watching them again. Savin finds a book in Caleb's bag and he has to explain what it is, an object from the old world that his father brought him and he used it to teach him to read, which nobody in the tribe knows how to do. Their conversation is interrupted when suddenly, a mutant appears not too far away, so they start running away again until they are at a safe distance, or so they think. The mutant quickly catches up with them and attacks them, but Savin doesn't want to defend himself because he realizes it's Yuri, who has been taken over by the infection. He's saved by Amal, who finally shows himself as he kills the beast, reminding them that wasn't Yuri anymore. After confessing he used to know Caleb's father, he asks them if their noses are okay and not bleeding, because the infection isn't only transmitted to a bite. Biting makes it advance fast, but breathing near them is also enough to get it and become a mutant in a much slower, agonizing way. As Amal takes them back with him to his home, he explains he's immune to the infection thanks to a cure in the form of a yellow powder that is very hard to get. He also makes them cross a river to reach his place because they're safe there. The mutants are scared of water, and that's why the beasts never reached Amal's home, which is in the ruins of an old building. Once there, Amal introduces them to his son Persk and his wife Nina, who is furious with him for having brought infected humans to their home, but Amal thinks it's worth the risk. While having lunch together, Amal tells the story of what really happened to the group, who believes it was a punishment from God. Actually, man tried to bring extinct animals back to life, and with them, they also revived a disease they couldn't control. He knows all this thanks to Caleb's father, whose ability to read allowed him to research the matter and create a cure in the form of that yellow powder. If you've already turned, the powder is useless, but for those who just got infected, it can cure them. Sadly, Jarrett died before he could take the powder back to the village and it was stolen by a ruthless man called Gagan, who now keeps it to himself. Amal wants to guide the group to the abandoned city where the powder and possibly the formula is hidden for Caleb to decipher, and the group agrees. When night falls and everyone goes to bed, Nina hears some noises and decides to lock the door. Caleb hears some noises as well and wakes up to find Savin and Darrell making love. He can't help staring at them, and when Darrell notices him, she stares back until he turns around. Back in the village, the mutants grab some of the weapons the bodies are holding and start using them to hit the wood that covers the cave entrance. Miru thinks they should be trying to do something, but the elder wants them to do nothing but pray. Remy doesn't accept this and starts moving some smaller rocks at the back of the cave, which the elder doesn't approve of, claiming it goes against God's will. Miru thinks God shouldn't blame them for surviving and begins helping him dig. When they finally make a hole big enough, the two of them plus Yomak cross to see what they can find. There is a small tunnel filled with water and a breeze coming out from it, but the gap is so small only Miru could fit through it. She gets in the water and tries to swim through, but quickly comes back when a bunch of leeches attaches themselves to her body. The boys help her get all of them off, and once she's clean, she decides to try again, because they've come too far to give up now. Meanwhile, the elders are at the cave entrance, watching the mutants through the gaps in the wood, and one of them slips its hand under it to grab them. They quickly kill the beast with a spear, but the elder's nose is now bleeding, a sign of infection. The other person who is starting to nosebleed is Yomak, who has crossed the underwater gap with Remy after Miru made room for them. They find a tunnel that goes outside and start to climb it, only to discover there are mutants at the end. They go back down, but they do it so fast and clumsily that Yomak falls and breaks his leg. He doesn't want to be helped though, because it would cause them to slow down and allow the mutants to get them all, so he stays back as bait while Miru and Remy run away. They cross the underwater gap without issues, and after eating Yomak, the mutants try to follow them, but they are held back by the sight of water. When Miru and Remy make it back to the main cave, they discover most of their fellow villagers have gotten sick, displaying the symptoms of the disease. When the elder gets too sick and asks for mercy, Remy refuses to do anything, so Miru takes his spear and doesn't hesitate to stab him before he mutates, asking the others to do the same to her if it comes down to that. In the morning, Amal and the trio leave the ruins to go searching for the powder. They take Amal's raft and the boys learn how to row since they never saw any kind of boat before. A group of mutants sees them from the hills and starts throwing rocks at them, so the group starts rowing faster until they lose them. Amal tells them of a brotherhood that used to exist before Gagan created a huge conflict over the ownership of the powder, but he knows there are a few of them around, so when they get to the shore, he wants to light up a beacon to see if they'll come. While he is up in a tower starting a fire, a group of mutants approaches them, so Amal tells the trio to run as he comes down and fights them. Caleb doesn't want to leave him, but Savin thinks it's too dangerous and drags him back on the raft with him and Darrell as Amal falls into a hole and the mutants try to get them there. One even falls in the hole with him and Amal stabs him with an arrow, so now he's stuck in the hole with a mutant body on top of him. Unaware that the Brotherhood has seen the beacon and is coming for them, the trio gets away on the raft as they discover Darrell is starting to nosebleed too. As the Brotherhood finds and rescues Amal and he tells them he's found someone that can read and should be protected, the trio arrives at the ruins of an old city. They discover the people here are living under a strict tyranny, and when one man runs away after getting whipped for stealing, the trio approaches him to ask him some questions about the powder. The man considers those questions too dangerous though, so he runs away again, and Savin tries to catch him. Unfortunately, he loses him in the way, and when he comes back, he finds Darrell and Caleb being taken away by some guards to see Gagan and his daughter Giselle. Gagan doesn't want to share the powder, so Kabul explains he's the son of the creator and he can read as well, so he can make more. Gagan still refuses to give it to them, wanting to save it for his future children and grandchildren, but he does give him the opportunity to go to the library and try to recreate it while Darrell is taken to isolation. Once Gagan is gone, Savin sneaks into the room and talks to Giselle, asking her to take him to the powder. At first, she doesn't want to help because she's afraid of her dad, but after seeing him being so ruthless to visitors, learning he stole the powder from an innocent man, and hearing Savin talk about giving hope to thousands of survivors, she changes her mind. Giselle takes Savin to his father's safe, which can only be opened with the key he carries around his neck. Savin doesn't believe this because there's dust all over it, meaning it hasn't been opened in a long time, which contradicts Giselle saying Gagan takes out a bit of powder every day. They search the room for other hidden spots and find nothing, so Giselle comes up with a plan. At the library, Caleb finds his father's work. While he can read it, it'll take him weeks to understand and recreate it, a time he doesn't have because he's starting to nosebleed too. Gagan says Caleb can't do this and refuses to give him some powder to buy more time, but their conversation is interrupted by Giselle, who has come to tell her father someone has broken into the other room to steal the powder. When Gagan rushes there, he finds nobody in the room, but he checks the powder is okay and reveals to a hidden Savin its hiding spot. It's inside a flashlight hiding inside a wall. Savin jumps on Gagan and knocks him out, and he's about to kill him when Giselle stops him and shares the powder with him, curing him of his symptoms. The two of them rush to see Darrell and cure her too after knocking out a guard, and as they leave, Giselle gives the lantern to Savin and asks him to keep up Caleb's father's work. Savin and Darrell hurry to the library next, where they fight another guard before curing Caleb. The trio leaves the city safely, but when they reach the forest, a group of guards is waiting for them. After Savin distracts them and even fights one until he falls unconscious, the three of them get on the raft and row away until they reach the nearest shore. They go up the hills until they find a very flimsy rope bridge that they cross as carefully as possible, but things get difficult when Gagan and his men find them. Caleb is hit on the leg with an arrow, and when they reach the other side, Savin asks Darrell to help Caleb while he takes care of guards, because Caleb is the only one with the ability to recreate the powder, making him humanity's only hope. Savin returns to the head of the bridge and starts cutting the ropes to make the soldiers fall, but this gives Gagan the chance to land a couple of arrows on him and making him fall as well. Darrell and Caleb start running away and they're found in the forest by Amal and the Brotherhood, who were able to find them after they saw the abandoned raft and track them from there. Using the Brotherhood's horses, they quickly return to the village, where the mutants had started to dig under the entrance to reach the tribe. The Brotherhood has no trouble killing them all while Darrell enters the cave to share the powder right before Miru kills herself in fear of mutating. After the battle is over, Gagan finds them and shoots an arrow at Caleb that Amal jumps in front of to protect him. Furious, Caleb picks up an axe and throws it at Gagan, finally killing him. Some days later, after taking Amal back to his home, Caleb says goodbye to his sister, who is teaching more kids how to read. He makes his way back to the city, intending to find that library again and finish his father's work to save humanity.